Oh, hello again. Hey, it's Matt. Just working out here in the garage. Have you ever been undefeated? I think being undefeated is awesome. I don't know about you. Because the great thing about undefeated is that, well, you haven't been defeated. And if you're undefeated, then you haven't lost. And that's pretty cool. Because here's the thing about defeat. Defeat separates us from the thing that we want most. Victory. And really, that's what defeat's all about. It's about separation. And separation is something we all know a lot about right now, whether we're separated from friends or from a school or extended family, from church, whatever that is, we're experiencing it. But before coronavirus, we were still experiencing separation. Maybe we felt separated from a best friend that we were fighting with. Maybe we were separated because we moved away or somebody we know moved away. Maybe we weren't invited to something and we felt separated from our group of friends. Maybe our parents are separated. Separation happens. But we can also feel separated from God. Maybe you feel separated from God because you're not sure if you believe in God. And so having a connection with a God you're not sure exists doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Or maybe you've done something or you thought something or something that you think will make God sad or angry. And so you've tried to keep your distance. No matter what we're feeling, when we're separated from other people or God, it can feel like defeat. But I have some good news. We weren't meant to live defeated lives. Separation isn't part of the plan. Easter is part of God's plan, though. And it's part of God's plan to end separation once and for all. So where does separation come from anyways? Well, it comes from the story of the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve lived close to God. And they had one rule, just one rule, and they managed to break it. And that's when sin becomes a thing. And when I say sin, I mean the distance we put between ourselves and God or between ourselves and others by choosing things above them, choosing to love other things, maybe even ourselves. But here's the amazing thing. Even though that happened, every moment of history since then has seen God trying to move closer to us. Like, we're the ones who walked away, but God is closing that distance. And Easter is God's biggest step towards us, God's most important step towards us yet. Now, 2 days before Easter is Good Friday, and that's when we remember the fact that Jesus died on the cross. And dying seems a lot like defeat, right? But Peter, who is a friend and follower of Jesus and a leader in the early church, he tells us something out of the ordinary happened when Jesus died. He tells us that he himself bore our sins in his body on the cross so that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds, you were healed. And what does that mean? I'll be honest. It's kind of a big idea. It's kind of a mystery, and we should maybe expect that because God is infinite and eternal, and we're not. But I think the key idea there is that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. What do I know? The separation that sin creates between us and God, it died on Easter and gives us new life. And you don't have to take Peter's word for it either. Because one of the things that happened when Jesus died on the cross is across town there was the temple where the Jews worshipped. And there's a part of the temple that's considered the most holy place where God lived. And there's a curtain that separated it from the rest of the temple. And it separated the separation between humans and God. And in that moment when Jesus died, that curtain tore in two. And it symbolized the end of that separation. So that brings us to our bottom line today. Because of Jesus, because of Jesus, separation is defeated. Because of Jesus, separation is defeated. And when we believe in Jesus, we never have to worry that sin, whether that's our actions, our mindsets, our choices, whatever keeps us from God's best, we don't have to worry about that separating us from God again. And because that's true, one of the things that we can do is we can confess to God. We can let God know that we've messed up and that we're sorry. In fact, God already knows, so it's not like we're going to surprise God. And we now know that nothing we do or think or say or any of that stuff is ever going to separate us from God's love. So we can also say thanks to God for doing so much to come closer to us. Right now, I want you to take just a second, to think of something that you feel like is separating you from God. Now imagine living life without that, whatever that is, and being able to feel close to God. That's possible. It's possible today. It's possible right now. Because of Jesus, separation is defeated. All right, I'll see you soon at youth group. So I'm going to actually go get ready. See you later.